Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hmm. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. We saw last time seventh varakum paathom, yeah? Okay. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare check maybe. Okay. Radhe Radhe. Welcome all of you. Let me start with the Dhyana Shloka and we'll continue. Okay. Kalaye Sundarakaram Sadika Priyadarshanam Ajnananashakam Devam Sadgurum Muralidharam Muralidhakaragamanam Munijana Mohanam Vyaktastapadam Amaladharinam Prema Bhaktamandalatyagi Ittidam Shri Premika Varadam Ashreham Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavati Ashtadashaധ്യായിനി Amba Tvamanusandathami Bhagavad Gite Bhagavadveshini Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullaravindaya Patra Netra Ena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradeepaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaya Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Geetamritaduhe Namaha सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी दैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल तद्ध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः एकं शास्त्रं देवकीपुत्रगीतम् एको देवो देवकीपुत्र एव एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा श्रीकृष्णाय परब्रह्मणे नमः Radhe Radhe. Welcome all of you for our wonderful satsang, which is our main satsang of the Bhagavad Gita. We are in the midst of, we have just started chapter 2, which is Sankhya Yoga, having seen Arjuna Vishada Yoga in detail. And the last class we finished, I think, up to Shloka 7, which actually most of the talking, it is Arjuna's mental condition where he speaks about his inability to fight, and because he was overcome by sorrow, and because Arjuna is a Satpurusha himself. He is bestowed, he is endowed with all sattvic qualities, and Shoka here is due to some compassion that has arisen in him, and but the compassion is misplaced, because this is not the time to show compassion, and all because he is in the midst of a battlefield between the war, two armies. The Mahabharata war is just about to take place, and all efforts to stop the war beforehand have failed. So, having come to this point, it is not practical, it is not dharmam, and it is not also a kshatriya's nature to flee away from war. So, but so dharmam is one part. Dharmam is one part, maybe the most important part. But the cause of all this sorrow is due to Arjuna's ignorance. Ignorance is due to shoka and moha. That's what we call as ignorance. So Bhagavan, when a shishya in Arjuna, he does prapatti, he seeks help. Okay, prapatti means sharanagati. Here it is ekadesha sharanagati, because he wants to find a way out of his sorrow that is like stopping him to fight. He realizes that, but he is unable to bring to terms with that, right? So it is a sort of a mental condition, and mental condition. It's very, very difficult to physical. If there is any problem with the somatic, with the physical body, we can take medicines and cure. But for mental conditions, okay, and you need counseling. And in modern terms, if we have to use the term, you need counseling. And here the counsel is Bhagavan. Okay, counsel is given by Bhagavan, and for that he has the Sishya or the Arjuna here should be in a state of mind to receive that. And that state of mind is which is characterized by sorrow here and delusion, shokam, mokam, and that forms the fit ground to receive Bhagavan's upadesa, and he does Saranagati also. Shishyasteham Shadhimam Twam Prapannam. He says, I am not able to Karpanya doshoho apahatat subhavaha. The 7th shloka, I believe. Karpanya dosho apahatat subhavaha. I do not know what to do right now, Krishna. My chetas, my thoughts are clouded. I'm confused. I'm confounded. I'm confused. So he pleads to Bhagavan to help him, and Bhagavan is going to help him in the shlokas that we are going to see today. So that forms the basis of today's shlokas. We'll see 3 or 4 shlokas in detail. And the significance of all these shlokas is Bhagavan starts to speak. Bhagavan was also spoken before, but then in the first chapter, when Arjuna commanded Senayor Ubhayor Madhya Ratham Sthavayame Achyuta, Bhagavan was commanding. And in this chapter only he starts the real Gita. Okay, and the background and the foundation for Gita has been set in chapter 1. And in this the shloka starting from 11, Bhagavan is going to give Upadesam. Upadesam means the Gita or the Sankhya Yoga, which means which is sort of jnanam, which dispels ignorance, the ignorance of shoka and moka that Arjuna has, that Arjuna is presently, he's having. So we'll see the first so that is about 7th shloka, and the 8th shloka also Arjuna expresses his anguish, right? So nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat yakshokamuchoshanam indriyanam avapya bhumau asapatna mriddham rajyam suranapi chadipatyam. Oh, he says, Arjuna says, see, Krishna, now he had performed a Ekadesha Prapatti. Okay, he has surrendered to the Bhagavan in the previous shloka, in the 7th shloka. Okay, Shishyasteham Shadimam Twam Prapannam, and pleads Bhagavan to instruct him. Now he continues the last shloka of Arjuna Vacha. He says, the shoka, that the anguish or the sorrow that has befallen me, even if you are going to give me like so much prosperity, riches, or all these, or the kingdom itself without any enemies, okay, unchallenged territory, nothing is going to take away the sorrow for me, because the sorrow that I have gotten is parching my senses. It is making me so weak. It's making me so feeble. It is making me so faint-hearted that any of these, okay, anything external, kingdom, riches, prosperity, power, these are all in our normal life. These are going to make us happy, right? We all accept that. We know, okay, more wealth, more prosperity, more power, but ultimately they are not going to protect us. These are not. These are operationally we have to deal with it, but ultimately, any for any mental condition, this is not going to help it. And the mental condition that Arjuna has is, he says that nothing external is going to help me, Krishna. So it is going to be an internal one that is afflicting me. And in Vishnu Sahasranama, Bhagavan is known as a doctor, a physician, Veshajam, and also the medicine, Bishak. Okay, so Bhagavan only knows what is the malady, okay, what is the root cause of Arjuna, and in general for everyone, which is root cause here is the ignorance part of it. And so Bhagavan will, as a guru, he's going to tell everything that is going to dispel that ignorance. Okay, so the reason I'm repeating it often is the chapter Mulkame, it is about jnanam leading to karma, jnanam leading to karma. So the fundamental thing is Bhagavan will objectively will try to tell that it is only jnanam that can weed out ignorance, and to emphasize that he's going to talk about Atma. Okay, Atma is Swarupam, etc., etc. So he says, and Arjuna's lament ends with this eighth shloka. So nahi prapashyami mama apanudhyad. I don't know a way that could redeem me. Okay, and because I am afflicted with shoka, this shokam, et shoka, mutshoshanam indriyanam. The shokam is literally, it is parching my senses. Indriyanam is senses, and the shokam is making me weak. It is drying up my senses. This anguish. Yet shoka utshoshanam. Yet shokam utshoshanam. Utshoshanam means making it dry. If you are having your clothes outside in the sun, you are drying it. Shoshanam mandrayam. So utshoshanam indriyana. But this sorrow is making me so weak that it is even drying my senses. Okay, and nahi prapashyami, I do not know a way or means to drive away this, okay, to this anguish. I do not know that, so I need you. So the implication is, you, Bhagavan, I need you. Okay, and this anything external is not going to help me, is not going to do me any good. So yes, Arjuna. Okay, Namaskaraji. Avapya bhumau, even if I'm going to avapya, even if I'm going to get asapatna mridham bhumau, the kingdom without any asapatnam. Asapatnam means without any challenge, without any enemies. Even if I'm going to get the kingdom with all its riches and prosperity, without any without any without any enemies and full of riches, that Rajyam, and even it is not going to help me. Not only this Bhumi Rajyam, but even if I'm going to say, even if you are going to give me or Adipatyam of Swarga, Suranam api, Surana means Devargal, which means the Devas, and Adipatyam means the power or sovereignty here. Even if I'm going to get the sovereignty like the Swarga Bhoga, or which is nothing is going to help me out here, because these are all external, and you have to address my root cause as to what it is. Okay, so that is the meaning of 8th shloka. And then Sanjaya is the one who is relating all these things to Dhritarashtra. He captures the how this specific scene is. So eva Sanjaya vacha eva muktva hrishikesham udakeshah parantapaha ayotsya iti govindam muktva tushnim babhuvaha. So Sanjaya says, so far Gudakesha, Arjuna. Another name for Arjuna is Gudakesha. So he spoke all this, and having spoken this to whom? To Hrishikesha, who is Krishna, that Parantapa Arjuna, that scorcher or torturer of enemies. Okay, so Arjuna spoke to Krishna thus, and what did he finally say to Krishna? He said, "I will not fight. Hey Govinda, na yotsya means fight. Na yotsya, I'm not going to fight Govinda." Krishna, he addresses Bhagavan here as Govinda. Iti na yotsya iti, like this. He said, "I will not fight." And then having said that, Uktva, he became very silent. Tushni bhabuva. Bhabuva means to become. Tushni. Tushni means to become very silent. So he said all this, performed Sharanagati, and he said, "I'm not going to fight." And he became very silent, now expecting Bhagavan to talk about this. So here they say the choice of words for Krishna and Arjuna. There are three names here. One is Hrishikesha, two for Krishna and two for Arjuna. So Hrishikesham and Govinda is both names of Bhagavan. You all know that. Gudakesha and Parantapa are all two names of Arjuna. Okay, so this is a conversation between Arjuna and Bhagavan. We know that. But see, the choice of words, it reveals some layers of some good meaning here. Hrishikesham means what? Hrishika. It means senses. Our indriyas. Those are known as Hrishikam. Isha means Swami or Natha, Swami. Hrishikesha, Swami of senses or controller of the senses. So Bhagavan is the one who can control our senses. Okay, because all the senses arising from Manas, and Manas coming from Atma. Atma is Bhagavan. So Hrishikesha is the one who will control the senses. So here he calls Hrishikesha. And Gudakesha means what? Gudaka means one who has conquered. Isha is one who has conquered. Guda means sleep. One who has conquered sleep. So looks like Arjuna, he's a warrior par excellence, right? So he used his focus, his one-pointedness, and he used to practice the practice or the hard work that he puts towards achieving his goal is unmatched. So, and he would spend like multiple days without any sleeping. So he can continue working for a long time without even taking rest or sleeping, right? So he is one who has conquered sleep. So you should understand, this 18 days of war, every day the war will happen at least for, say, even if it is like a corporate job, 8 to 8 hours. Even if it's going to war, it is 9 to 5. Okay, 8 to 4, 9 to 5, whatever it is, it's going to happen. And then they are going to, and after an extremely tired day, they are just going to get a few hours of rest, and then come up and you have to fight with the same vigor and things. These are people who are extremely they have that vigor. The chaturyam skill is there, and the vigor is there, the energy is there, and these kind of people. So Gudakesha is one who has conquered sleep. And similarly, in Ramayana, there is one more person who has conquered sleep, who has actually not gotten sleep for 14 years, and he is Lakshmana. Lakshmana, being Adishesha Avatara, would never sleep, it seems. So he would be always at the service, at the beck and call of his dear brother Bhagavan Rama. And this 14 years is a tapas for Lakshmana, because he has gone without sleep, protecting and doing service to his brother. So you have two cases, two examples for that. And that was the only reason when Indrajit, when he had a boon saying that one who has not slept for 14 years only can kill him, and that was Lakshmana. So Gudakesha, one who has conquered sleep. Parantapa is torturer of enemies, or one who has done extreme penance. And last time we discussed how Arjuna also did penance, and even pacified and got boons from Mahadeva. And the third word here is Govinda. Beautiful word, Govinda. In Tripavai, Bhagavan Andal uses this word Govinda 3 times. Kudara Villum Sir Govinda, Itray Paraikulvan undergone Govinda, Kurai Onnamillada Govinda. So beautiful word. There are so many shades of meaning for Govinda. Go means cattle, one protector of cows. Go means Veda, protector of Vedas, or Veda Pratibadhyan, one who is known through Vedas. Go means Jnanam. Vedas mean Jnanam, right? Go means also Jnanam. So one who is attained through Jnanam, or one who is Jnana Swarupan. And Go also means earth, okay, Bhumi, and protector of Bhumi. So all these are some of the meanings of the term Govinda. Here Govinda will take the word Jnanam, and so one who is attained by Jnanam, or one who can give Jnanam as a guru. So that choice of word Govinda is very specific here with respect to giving Jnanam to who? To a Patram, to Arjuna, who is a fit recipient of that, Gudakesha, because he has some control over the senses, right? He has good control over the senses, and that forms only if you have some good control over the senses, you will be fit to receive anything. Rishikesha, and Rishikesha is control of the senses, right? And Bhagavan himself, right? So Govinda and Rishikesha and Gudakesha and Parantapaha. So, and now Parantapa is very silent, and Gudakesha or Rishikesha or Govinda, Bhagavan is going to speak right now, right? And then we'll see the 10th shloka here. Tamuvacha Hrishikeshaha Prahasanniva Bharata Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Vishidantam Idam Vachaha. Vishidantam Idam Vachaha. Tamuvacha Hrishikeshaha Prahasanniva Bharata Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Vishidantam Idam Vachaha. So now those Krishna and Arjuna, they are both in the midst of the armies of Kaurava and Pandava armies, and one is like very grief-stricken, Vishidantam Idam Vishidam, Vishadam Vishidantam, which means sorrow, stricken by sorrow. Okay, grief-stricken, sorrow-stricken. Idam Vachaha, and now Arjuna has spoken. Now Bhagavan is going to speak, and how did he start his and how was Bhagavan? It captures how was Bhagavan. That Hrishikeshaha, Bhagavan, he smiled, it seems. But smile, Bhagavan's smile has a lot of meanings, right? Even when, as an Ishvara, when Bhagavan creates, sustains, and destroys, he will smile, it seems. And for Gopastrigal, okay, that smile itself is enough to Smarita Venuna, Gopika Gedam, it will come. Bhagavan will give a smile, it seems, and then gopis will fall for him. Okay, and gopis, all sorrow will immediately vanish. So, Prahasan Iva Bharata. There is a mandahasam, even with the smile or laugh or smile, there are different shades to it. Okay, Bhagavan typically has this mandahasam. Lighter, he will have a smile. Here, the Prahasan Iva Bharata, it's a smile that is sort of slightly. It's not making fun in the real sense, in its real sense, but Bhagavan is a bit amused, okay, at how Arjuna is right now, and then Bhagavan is thinking that right now I'm going to give him this Upadesa, and he's thinking about that and smiles, right? So Prahasanniva Bharata. Bharata is Arjuna. Tamuvacha Hrishikeshaha Prahasanniva Bharata Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Vishidantam Idam Vachaha. Bhagavan starts to speak. So this is so Bhagavan starts to speak right now. Go to the next thing. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Ashocyananvashocastvam Pragyavadamsha Bhashase Gatasu Nagatasumscha Anushocanti Panditaha. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Ashocyan Anvashocastvam Pragyavadamsha Bhashase Gatasun Agatasumscha Anushocanti Panditaha. He is amused, right? He is smiling a bit. Okay, not really making fun. It's not making a fun of him, but Bhagavan is amused, as I told. And then now he says, Bhagavan says why he is Bhagavan is amused means here he expresses, Bhagavan tells, hey Arjuna, you speak very high words. You seem like a Pandita. Okay, you seem like someone, the words you have spoken looks like it has come out of a man of great wisdom, but it is not. Okay, but you are mourning for something that is not worthy of grief. That's what Ashotyan Anvachochaswam Pragyavadamsha Bhashase. Your un your worry is not your worry is not worthy. Your grief is not worthy. This the reason you're grieving is not worthy of grief. The Kauravas, whom you believe they are your bandhus, okay, they are not really worthy of grief. Okay, Ashotyan Anvashochastvam. And like you are talking like a man of wisdom. Pragyavadamsha bhashase. Bhashase means to speak. Pragyavadamsha, you're speaking like a wise man. Okay, but really a wise man will not worry. You're worrying, so you're not wise, right? At this point in time, you're not wise because your worry itself, your worry is ignorance. Ignorance and wisdom are two things. So, and you know why Pandita, one who are men of wisdom, Pandita, okay, generally Pandita, they don't grieve. They are not, because they know uh, they have the discrimination. They will not worry. They will not worry about what you are worrying about. Gatasun agatasum. The Pandita, the men of learning, men of wisdom, learning is not bookish learning, but men of wisdom. How you position yourself by knowing things, right? Is how do you internalize that knowledge is wisdom. And men of wisdom, they don't worry about the people living, or they don't worry about people who are dead, okay, or dead people. That gata soon, agata soon, cha means a and d and. So asuhu means pranam, okay, your life, the vitals, the asuhu. Gata soon na, when living, that for whom asu has gone. Gataha means to get away. For whom the asu is gone, which means like what? Dead people. Okay, gata soon, agata soon. For whom the asu is not gone yet, which means people are who are living. So the wise people, they don't worry about anything. Either they don't worry about living people, not the dead people. But and your sorrow, even though the whatever the words you speak like a pandita, but the very fact that you are having this sorrow, it betrays that. Okay, it betrays that it is not worthy of a pandita. Okay, so he starts with this. So the first word itself, see the last in 18th chapter when Bhagavan says, he says sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tva sarvabhabebhyo mokshayashyami ma shuchaha. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. So here he also, the Upadesam also starts with, there is no need to worry. Okay, you are worrying, you have sorrow, but then let me address it. But it starts from sorrow, and it says that there is no cause to worry, right? So that is what in essence one performs Sharanagati to Bhagavan, to the Guru. What he is going to do is like things will remain, that pain will remain, sorrow will vanish. Everything, because as I often told, like Kunti is a classic standpoint. That even Bhagavan nearby, she faced all troubles. Trouble will come. Everyone will face troubles, but everyone will face pain. But whether you want to take it in the right sense, whether you want to brood over it or filled with sorrow, you have a choice. And Bhagavan says the choice is not worthy. Okay, because here the men of wisdom, they don't grieve either for the living or for the dead or for any matters that are happening. So don't worry. He's starting it in the first sentence itself. Ashotyan anvashochastvam tvam ashotyan anvashochastvam pragyavadamsha bhashase gatasu nagatasu nanusochanti panditaha. So why you don't grieve? You don't grieve. See, we all grieve, and we go to we go to Bhagavan or the presence of Guru. Our sorrow will vanish. Will sorrow will like there is we get an antidote for that sorrow, right? So once when Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, he was in his almost towards the end where he is going to leave his mortal body. That happened sometime I think in 1948 or 47. I forgot. So towards the end, Bhagavan was very frail. Ramana Maharshi was very frail. His body cannot support. His body was he couldn't walk, and used to like just sit around and But his eyes were very bright and things like that. But the very thought for all the devotees that he's not going to live for long, in the sense like his body is going to leave soon, made his one of his devotees like very very sad. Okay, and then Bhagavan, and he was like rolling and crying, and seeing the plight of Bhagavan, his body. Okay, and which is very natural for most of us, all of us, in fact, when we have a near and a dear one suffering with pain, physically we all get affected. I've seen myself 2 years back when my father had this disease of lung cancer, and towards the end he couldn't survive. His body was not able to tackle that. Seeing that body's plight and the suffering, that it's very difficult for people like us. So one of such devotees asked, I mean, like he was crying non-stop, and he was filled with so much sorrow. And then Bhagavan, Bhagavan said, don't worry. See, I'm not going to go anywhere. Bhagavan is a jnani, obviously, Ramana Maharshi. I'm not going to anywhere. It's only that body is going to leave. So that words coming from Maharshi, it instantly that jnanam and shokam, it gave that jnanam. He was established in his jnanam, it seems, and his shokam vanished when Brahmana Maharshi saw that devotee and addressed that. So it is, yeah. So and this episode actually forms the basis for the next shlokam. Okay. So Bhagavan here, he said, don't. It's only the body is going to perish. I am going to be here. I'm going to be here. Nothing can take away that I. Okay. That I. So what is that I? What is that I? Is what is Bhagavan is going to tell in the few shlokas next time. From starting from 12th. Beautiful shloka. Natve vaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadhipaha nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param. Sarve vayamatah param. Oh, so he says, Bhagavan says, Arjuna, see, Natu, I'll tell the verbatim meanings, and then we'll see one or two things. What is the real, the underlying explanation? Natu, natve aham jatu nasam, natvam neme janadipaha, nachaivana bhavishyamaha, sarve vayam atapara. So, jatu means never. There was never a time that never a time. Okay, that is jatu. Bhagavan says you are talking about because you're thinking that you're going to kill these people. They're going to die. So let me tell you what dies. Okay. So Bhagavan says that there is never was a time when we did not exist, or there's never going to be a time that we would not exist. So either in the past or present, okay, we were always there. I as a jivatma, right? The jivatma is a non-dying entity. So what dies? Abdina shariram varum. Okay, shariram varum. Adhaan solra இந்த இடத்துல வந்து so natve either me. Okay, never was there a time when I did not exist, whether you, me, or any of these kings that you see, that you are thinking that you are going to kill. They always existed. In the past also, they existed. Bhagavan tells it in a like putting a negative. There was never a time that that we did not exist. Never, there was never like a time like that. And even in the future, there is never, we will always exist in the future. There is never going to be a time that we will perish அப்படின்னு சொல்றார். So இப்போ this vakyam janadipaha means king, natvam, you, Bhagavan says, right, either you or the kings that you are thinking that you are going to kill, me, okay, there was we always existed. We always existed. In the past we were there. In the future also we will be there. And so we will always be there. We are always there. So nothing is going to happen to anyone. But what is death? What is death? Externally, yes, the body perishes. And then what happens? What are the other things? Your Atma is there. Atma is imperishable. That is what we know. And that is what Bhagavan is going to tell. But what are the things that are covering the Atma? But the things that are covering the Atma, it starts from the body, from the external side. But then our thoughts, manas, buddhi, the main thing is ahankaram. Okay, ahankaram is the main thing that sort of envelops. Okay, all our jiva. The jiva, it has this ignorance as a veil. Veil means like a covering, as a covering. And the jiva thinks that because of the ego, inherently that ego is there. That ego, it thinks that it is the jiva bhava is what the jiva bhava is what will perish. Body will go, manas, buddhi, everything also will go when this jiva realizes its potential of being atma. So death means it's death of the emotions, your manas, death of the thoughts, death of the body. Of course, body is a very very external thing, right? Until see, one realizes that self, or Bhagavan grants moksham and things like that. What will happen is this jiva will move from one body to other. That body will perish, the body will be born, body will perish, and this cycle, it goes on and on and on and on. Okay, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. We know this. So it is, but the essence of the jiva, or which we call it as a swarupam of jiva, never perishes. It is, in fact, integral part and parcel of Bhagavan. For example, you have a ocean. Okay, ocean is, say, the swarupam of Bhagavan. Okay, and in the ocean you have a small wave. A wave is a disturbance in the ocean, but the wave is not independent of the ocean. The wave is also made of water. The ocean is also made of water. You cannot separate a wave from the ocean. And what you call as a wave is only a disturbance in the ocean. Likewise, the jiva swarupa is the same thing as Bhagavat swarupa, which is Sat, Chit, Anandam. Satchidanandam, Satchidanandam, we used to say. So what is the Satchidanandam? Sat means existence, Chit means consciousness, Ananda means bliss. We'll talk about this. We'll have ample opportunities to talk about this. But this is a Paramatma Swarupa. Satchidanandam is a Paramatma Swarupa, is also the Jivatma Swarupa. But Jivan is not equivalent to Ishvara. Swarupa wise they are same, but this Jivan, as for Anadi Kalam, it has acquired all these prakritis. It has acquired this manas, buddhi, this ahankaram. Okay, because only this ahankaram, the ignorant ahankaram, is the ego that thinks that நான் என்ற ஒரு பாவம் வந்து the ஜீவனுக்கு இருக்கு இல்லையா, that is what we call ஜீவ பாவம் or ஜீவ கிரந்தி, ஹிருதய பேதம், that will have an end. So death means end of ego. Ego is what separates, like a disturbance that separates a wave from the underlying ocean. Ego of the jiva is the one that separates it from the Paramatma. And dissolution of the ego or eradication of the ego is self-realization, is moksha, is the real is moksha or Vaikuntha, whatever it is, right? So the eradication of ego, the eradication of ego is like the disturbance of the ego is like the disturbance of like a wave, the ocean. So all the things, the root cause of all miseries, be it shoka, moha, root cause of all the miseries is ego. What is ego? It doesn't go at all. Ego. We want to go. Ego. Ego means the very thought that the first thought that arises in everyone is the ego. Okay, that is what is ahankara. All the other thoughts follows after that. So everybody has experience of this egoless state in our deep sleep. We are in waking state. Okay, we are waking state. I'm talking to you, listening. Okay, and we have individual personalities which are made up of this ego. Then we go to sleep, and when we go to sleep, immediately we will not be able to sleep. In the sense, we will have this swapna dasa, which is like the dream state. And dream state is not a good sleep, because dream state, your mind is very active. Mind will create all the dreams. Mind will create you, me, everything around the world. You will be a Srishtikarta. The mind itself will be a Srishtikarta. Okay, and so that is one state. And beyond that state, there is one state known as Sushupti, which is in which Sushupti, that is a deep sleep state, as they call. A deep sleep state in Sushupti, where your mind is not active. And when your mind is not active, that is when you get real good sleep and rest. Because your mind is active. Thoughts only make everybody that restlessness is due to thoughts. But thoughts are temporarily subsided in that Sushupti, in that deep sleep state. But when the mind is subsided, you do not know there in that state, you don't have the recognition of that state. But only after coming out of the deep sleep state, you will be able to tell that I slept well. You're able to tell that you have slept well. But because there is something in the Sushupti state which is devoid of all the thoughts, is what is making you tell that. Okay, so in that Sushupti state, why I'm telling this is it is the state where your ego is temporarily subsided. It doesn't arise. But when it doesn't arise, it is where you get that sort of sukham, that bliss. Okay, but the Sushupti state is you don't have recognition of that. Okay, in Samadhi, which is the fourth state, as we have Bhagavan Nama Bodhendra, Raghavendra Swami, who are all Mahans who are in the Samadhi sthiti. Dhruva Maharaja, they are in the Samadhi sthiti, right? Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, Pereva. So when they are in the Samadhi sthiti, is they are in that state which unalloyed bliss, but there is recognition of everything. Okay, there is recognition and absolute stillness and peace in that state where it's known as Samadhi. There is a Turiya sthiti, which we don't, as normal human beings, we don't have. Only the jnanis who have attained Atma, who are attained Bhagavan, they realize that. But for everybody of us, we have that Sushupti state where we know that it is existence. We are that existence. That Satchitananda Swarupa of Atma is there. So it is in everybody's experience. Its nature is experience. What is the nature of Atma? What is Atma? Atma is different from body. It is different from body. It is different from mind. It is different from intellect. It is different from emotions. It is different from all prakriti things, all things that occur in nature. Okay, including it is different from indriyas. It is different from bhuta sukshmas. It is different. It is different. It is different. Okay. And but what it is made of? It is made up of Satchidanandam. Sat means existence, first existence. Okay, and then it is that one thing, that undifferentiated, that one thing is characterized. Its attributes are Sat, existence, Anandam, which is bliss, and Chaitanya, which is consciousness. When we say Guru Ayappan is made of Satchidanandam. Our Swarupam is Satchidanandam. Okay, and it is like that. So the first primary thing is existence. Existence is known as Sat. Sat. Sat means it will never go away. Okay, it doesn't change. So from time only we talk about time, but this Sat is beyond time. Only from the Sat when the time arises. When thoughts are subsided, right? When thoughts are subsided in Sushupti, there is no time. There is a beauty of it. So this Sat, which means existence, which means reality, that doesn't change. So our Swarupam doesn't change. Swarupam is the only reality. All other are relatives. Okay, the Prakriti, everything comes, Manas, everything is built upon that, but they will, once they can go away. In Sushupti state, there is no mind. Okay, there is no ahankaram, there is nothing. That existence is there, and that is an indication. So that Atma Swarupam is ever there. So this Atma Swarupam is the one that has been there from time immemorial. It is going to be there from time in the future also, which means the Atma Swarupam is only there. So when we talk of time, okay, it is at one, we feel that we understand everything, we understand them, but it is beyond beyond mind, right? So we're not able to grasp it. So time is in the future, we call it as we will dream. The past is a memory, the future is a dream, and the present state is only existence, right? Inherently, we know we exist. That existence is the swarupam of each jiva. So that existence, if you are able to touch that existence, you are realized. So andamadri. So Bhagavan now he tells that Natvevaham jatunasam natvam nepe janadipaha nachaivana bhavishyamaha sarve vayam ataf param. So since the Atma, your own Swarupa is existence, it's always there. An existence, typical example that people give is, see, if I have to know anyone, right, the world of external objects, it is only, I can only know through my senses. Okay, I can see you, I should hear you, I should touch you, something like that. Anything that is going from external, it has to be done through the senses. Senses in Tamil is known as unarchi, and what is powering that unarchi is your unarvu. In order to know you do not need to have any senses at all. You know inherently that you exist. That is why if you put everybody in your so many people in a dark room, and if the light goes away, I mean, like in a dark room, you will not feel you will not know about the presence of others. But inherently, you have that presence. That presence, that existence, is the attribute of Atma. That is the first attribute of either existence. That existence, Bhagavan will say, that is the only reality. All other things are built on that. So why should Bhagavan say this? Bhagavan says because that existence can never die. Ramana Maharshi, he felt that he understood that Atma Swarupam, which is existence, inherently, intrinsically, he had this fear of death or something, and he sort of simulated that the story that I shared last time. Instantly, he could feel that he is existence, and he could not die. So, and this is the one that has been carrying for long. So it is a beautiful thing. So it is nice. So this gives tremendous Atma Shakti. Okay, this is like somebody dies, right? When you have this conviction, from Bhagavad Gita and from Guru's Kripa, when you have this conviction that nothing dies. அது வந்து பெரிய ஆஸ்வாசம். பெரிய ஆஸ்வாசம். So Natvevaham jatunasam. Bhagavan starts with this opening salvo. Okay, and then he continues 821. Dehinos minyata dehe. We'll probably stop here. We just did 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 we did. Okay, we'll stop here and continue from 13 from the next class. So I'll probably call out names and then can see from there.
Radhe Radhe Shankarji.
Radhe ji. கொஞ்சம் சொல்றதுக்கு, I mean, there's nothing to understanding. It is both simple and difficult because the context is very important to grasp all these things. But the same thing we will repeat in different contexts. Then we will be able to appreciate a lot. One second. So chapter 2, right? Is it like too much of OST for you? Okay. So we'll read from 7, from 8, right? न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्नवृद्धं राज्यं सुराणामिति चाधिपत्यम्. So I'll take one of, and then we'll read this, and then the rest of the people can read like after that, right? So I'll start from Uma Sundaramji. Uma Sundaramji will do the sloka.
Yes.
So how we'll do is, when I'll repeat Nahi Prapash, I'll repeat Padam by Padam.
Yes.
And you repeat the Padam twice,
Yes.
and then the entire shloka you can repeat it after that, right? So that others listening to it can do it once later when I call them, right?
Radhiraji.
Nahi prapashyami mamapanudhyat.
Nahi prapashyami mapanu yatyat. Nahi prapashyami mama apanu yatyat தானே படிக்கணும்.
Mamapanudhyat.
சேர்த்து படிக்கிறச்சு, தனியா படிக்கிறச்சு. மம அப்பானு அப்பானுத்யாத்தா.
Apanudyat becomes mamapanudyat.
Okay. Nahi prapashyami mapanu yatyat. Mamapa. Nahi prapashyami mapanu yatyat.
That's pa ma interchange. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat.
Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat.
Correct. Yachokam uchoshanam indriyanam.
Yachokam uchoshanam indriyanam. Yachokam uchoshanam indriyanam.
Yes, in that yachokam, mu is in plus vu. So yachokam uchoshanam, me, e plus ma plus e. Choshanam indriyanam. Got it, right?
Yes.
Avapya bhuma vasapatnamruddham.
Avapya bhuma vasapatnamruddham. Avapya bhuma vasapatnamruddham.
Rajyam suranamapi chadhipatyam.
Rajyam suranamapi chadhipatyam. Rajyam suranamapi chadhipatyam.
Okay, now I'll read it once and you can read the entire shloka.
Yes.
Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat yachokam indriyanam avapya bhuma vasapatnamruddham rajyam suranamapi chadhipatyam.
Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat yachyogamuchoshanamindriyanam avapya bhuma vasapatnamruddham rajyam suranamapi chadhipatyam.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay. Sanjaya uvacha eva muktva hrishikesham.
Sanjaya uvacha eva mukta rishikesham. Eva mukta rishikesham.
Gudakeshah parantapaha.
Gudakesha parantapaha. Gudakesha parantapa கிடையாது.
Na yotsya iti govindam.
Na yotsya iti govindam. Na yotsya iti govindam.
Uktva tushnim babhuvaha.
उक्त्वा दूष्णीं बभूवः उक्त्वा दूष्णीं बभूवः
Beautiful. Sanjaya Uvacha एवमुक्त्वा हृषीकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तपः न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः.
सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तपः न योत्स इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा दूष्णीं बभूवः
Very nice. तमुवाच हृषीकेशः
तमुवाच ऋषिकेशः
सहसन्निव भारत
प्रहसन्निव भारत
सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये
सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये
विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः.
विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः
तमुवाच हृषीकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः.
तमुवाच ऋषिकेशः प्रकसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः
श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वम्
श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वचोचस्त्वम्
शो न शङ्कर्ष
शोचस्त्वम्
करेक्ट् प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे
प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे
गतासु न गतासूंश्च
गदासो न गदासूंश्च
नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः.
नानुचोचन्ति पण्डिताः
Yes, gatasoon, that na is in plus a, so gatasoon agatasoon. Okay, you will take it that way. Nice.
अगतासून् ओके
अशोच्य भगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वम् प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासु न गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः.
श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोषत्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे कदासु न कदासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः
न त्वेवाहं जातु नासम्
नत्वेवाहं जातु नासम्
न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः
न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः
न चैव न भविष्यामः
न चैव न भविष्यामः
सर्वे वयमतः परम्
सर्वे वयमतः परम्
न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्
Very nicely. Uma Krishnan ji.
राधे राधे சிஸ்டர் ஒரு நிமிஷம் ஒரே நிமிஷம்
नहि பிரபஷ்யாமி மமாபனுத்யாத் இந்த இடம் கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமா இருக்கு சொல்லு
No problem. நான் சொல்றது please repeat after me. Yat shokam
எந்த இது சொல்றேன் yat
nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat படிச்சிட்டீங்க. You have read that. Next line, next padam. Yat shokam
உத்சோஷணம் இந்திரியா ஓகே யத் சோகம் உத்சோஷணம் இந்திரியாணாம்
Beautiful. Avapya bhuma vasapatnamruddham राजपुराणामपि चातिपत्यम्. उवाच एवमुक्ता ऋषिकेशं
गूढाकेशाः परन्तपः न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः तमुवाच ऋषिकेशः प्रसन्निव भारत सेनयोरभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः
उभयोर्मध्ये
सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विसीदन्तम् इदं वचः श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यान् अनुशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादान् च भाषसे गतासु न गता सूक्ष्मं नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः
गतासून् अगतासूंश्च
எப்படிப்பா
गतासून्
अगतासु
ending only gatasoon agatasumscha
गतासूंश्च ओके गतासूनगतासूक्ष्म सूंश्च
right
गतासूनगतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः न त्वेऽहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेम जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
almost correct. Just that the padam is natvevaham jatu nasam.
Okay. नत्वेवाहं जातु नासं न मे नाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
ஒரு சின்ன டவுட் 11ல அசோச்சியா நன்வ சோச்சஸ்வமா அச்சோசியா அன்வ சோச்சஸ்துவமா
Anvashocastvam.
ஓகே தேங்க்யூ ஜி.
Ashocyan anvashocastvam. சரியா? Ashot anvashocastvam, correct. Beautiful. I think it's Swarnaji.
राधे राधे. नहि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्. सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तपः न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः. तमुवाच ऋषिकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः. श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासु न गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः. न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
Beautiful, very nice. Generally, for all Hrishikesha, we tend to tell like Rishi, but Rishi is different. This is Hrishikesha. Okay, just
ऋषिकेश.
I think you did it correct, but generally I have noticed we tend to interchange that one. We tend to pronounce this as Hrishikesha. Just a word of very nice. Anjani ji.
राधे राधे शंकर जी.
Radhe.
न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमा वसपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्. सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तपः न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः. तमुवाच ऋषिकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः. श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासु न गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः. न न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्. राधे राधे.
Beautiful. Perfect. Awesome. Flawless. Very nice. Purnima ji.
न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्चोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमा वसपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्. सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा हृषीकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तप न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः. तमुवाच हृषीकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः. श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासून गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः. न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
Awesome. Nice. Prabhakar.
न हि प्रपश्यामि ममाबनुद्यात् यशोगमुच्चोषणम् इन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमा असपत्नं वृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्. सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा हृषीकेशं गुटाकेशः परन्तपः न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् मुक्त्वा दूष्णीं बभूवः. तमुवाच हृषीकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तं नितं वचः. श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यान् अन्वचोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावातां च भाषसे कथासु न कथांश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः. न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव भविष्यामः सर्वे व्यमतः परम्.
सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
सर्वे वयमतः परम्. वयमतः परम्.
Atah param. Sarve vayam. Vayam means we. Sarve atah means later. Atah param. சரியா?
सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
Correct.
मतः இல்லையா சங்கர?
இல்ல. இது வந்து சர்வே வயம். வயம் இம் பிளஸ் அ அப்புறம் atah param.
ஓகே ஓகே. सर्वे वयमतः परम्. ஓகே.
पूर्णा जी.
राधे राधे शंकर जी. न हि प्रपश्यामि न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकम् उच्चोषणम् इन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्. सञ्जय उवाच एवम् उक्त्वा हृषीकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तपः न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः. तम् उवाच हृषीकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः. श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यान् अन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासून गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः. न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्. राधे राधे.
Beautiful. Very nice. Mathura ji.
राधे राधे शंकर जी.
राधे.
न हि प्रपश्यामि मपानुद्याद् यच्छोकमुच्चोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमा वसपत्नवृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्. सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा हृषीकेशं गुडोकेशः परन्तप न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् मुक्ता तूष्णीं बभूवः तमुवाच ऋषिकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः श्रीभगवानुवाच शोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावान्
अशोच्यान् अन्वशोचस्त्वम्
अशोच्यान् अन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासून गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्. அவ்வளவுதானா?
Small correction here. Can you read? I will read the first padam of the first eighth sloka. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat.
नहि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्याद्.
The last time it is correct. Mama apanudyat becomes mama apanudyat.
नहि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्याद् यच्चोकमुच्चोषण न इन्द्रियाणाम्
Very good.
अवाप्य भूमा वसपत्नमृद्धं राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्.
For everyone, avapya bhuma vasapatnam riddham. Okay, riddham. Avapya bhumau asapatnam riddham becomes avapya bhuma vasapatnam riddham. That's it. When you are reading it together, avapya bhuma vasapatnam riddham. சரியா? Okay.
சரி, ராதே ராதே.
ராதே ராதே. Jaya Mami.
राधे राधे शंकर जी.
Karan ji.
नगी प्रपश्यामि ममावनुद्यात् यच्चोगमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमा वसपत्नमृतं राज्यं सुराणाम् अभिचाधिपत्यं. संजय उवाच एवमुक्ता कृषिकेशं गुडाकेशपरन्दभा न योऽस्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा दोष्णीं बभूवः. तमुवाच कृषिकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारतं सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः. श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यान् अन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादं स भाषसे गदासून गदांसूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः न त्वेवाहं चाधुनासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Just one sloka I want you to repeat. And I'll tell you can repeat it. Ashochyananvashochastvam pragyavadamscha bhashase. Just you repeat this line. Ashochyananvashochastvam
असोच्यान् अन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे.
Okay. प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे.
प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे.
Correct. Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
Chandravardhana ji.
राधे राधे शंकर जी.
राधे राधे जी.
न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्चोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्नमृद्धं राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्. संजय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेश परन्तप न योच इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः तमुवाच हृषीकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तम् इदं वचः श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश भाषसे गतासूनगतासूंच नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्. Radhe Radhe Shri
Awesome, Ji. Awesome, Ji.
Thank
Hope
you.
you are feeling better today.
Yeah, நேற்று விட அவ்வளோ கண்டினியூஸா நடந்துட்டே இருக்கு. The inhaling, the nebulization, all continue.
Very nice. Sir. And just a word of Chandravadanaji, she has picked up from every chapter. I think she started with chapter 1, I believe. Bhagavanoda Nama as occurs in Bhagavad Gita in each chapter, she's making a list of them. And that itself becomes a Namavali. For example, today we saw Krishi Kesham, Guda Kesha, Parantapaha, Govinda, Madhava, Keshava, so many names, right? So it is a great exercise which can all enjoy. I strongly encourage that if you have the time and you can also make a list of whose names, like Arjuna's names, Bhagavan's names, and then you can sort of make a Namavali out of that. Very nice. Sorry, Bhunaka.
Radhe Radhe Pa.
Namaskar.
Nahi prapashyami mamapanudhyat yachokam indriyanam avapya bhuma sapatnam ruddham rajyam suranam api chadipatyam Sanjayo vacha evam muktva rishikesham gudakeshah parantapa न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः तमुवाच ऋषिकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यान् अन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासून् अगतांसूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयम् अधः परम्.
Very nice. Very nice. The Avapya Bhuma Vasapatnam Riddham, 8th shloka, 3rd padam. Can you repeat it? Avapya Bhuma Vasapatnam Riddham.
Avapya Bhuma Vasapatnam Riddham Rajyam Suranam api chadipatyam.
Super. Very nice. Very nice. So, all of you, you are so enthused. I appreciate so much your the enthused that you have. Bhuvanaka, she has come last, I think the week before last class. She just come from India and she attended one of the satsang class. It was amazing. So ellarkum akka and all of your enthusiasm, I pay that sort of very, very appreciable and super. So thank you so much. And anybody I have left out or any questions that you have, I think it's well past time. So very, very sorry. I think we all enjoy this, and even the reading goes a bit more. I think we are all okay with that. But again, pranams to all of you staying over time and enjoying this class. And one more thing, next week, even this Friday, starting from this Friday, next Monday class is there, next Wednesday class is there. So I am away for the next 1 week. I'm not in town. Just a solo tip, I am going to Vrindavan for information from this Friday until next Tuesday, next Wednesday.
Jeji kudava?
Ama.
Guruji oda pora.
Guruji illa, Jeji oda.
Jeji oda.
Guruji oda namba idu ennachu namba idukku poradhu andha Sukasthalathuku.
Shukasthal is cancelled.
Oh, ama cancel. Paathen na Senganurla. Yeah. கேட்டோமோ? யா, ராதே ராதேப்பா. ஆமா, என்னெல்லாம் நினைச்சுங்கோ, பிருந்தாவன்ல எங்களெல்லாம் நினைச்சுங்கோ.
அதேதான்.
ஆமா ஆமா சங்கர், எல்லாரையும் நினைச்சுக்கோங்க. எல்லாருக்கும் அந்த இது பிளிஸ் வேணும்.
கண்டிப்பா
பிரேயர்ஸ்.
பிருந்தாவனத்துல ராதா கிருபா கடாட்சம் பரச்சு எங்களெல்லாம் நினைச்சுக்கோங்க.
ஆமா, எல்லாமேமா பிருந்தாவனத்துல எதை நினைச்சாலும்
அப்படி இல்ல, இங்க நாங்க பாடிட்டு இருப்போம் 3 மணிக்கு ஜேஜி சொன்னதுல வச்சுட்டு அது ஒண்ணு பாடுவோம், அதனால சொல்றேன்.
definitely have சொல்றேன். And அதான் next class, அதனால 2 weeks from now, it was a long time I know, but do a lot of Parayanam practice.
Sure.
And a lot of
ராதே ராதே சங்கர், நமஸ்காரம்.
ராதே ராதே, சேஃப் ஜர்னி அண்ட் சேஃப் ஜாய்.
Thursday உண்டா கிளாஸ் இல்லையா?
இல்ல நான் ஃப்ரைடே மார்னிங், எனக்கு ஃப்ரைடே மார்னிங் இல்ல, நான்
சரி ஜாக்கிரதையா போயிட்டு வாமா.
தேங்க்யூ சங்கர். போயிட்டு வாங்கோ, ஜம்முன்னு போயிட்டு வாங்கோ சங்கர். நல்லா என்ஜாய் பண்ணுங்க. ராம ராம ஹரே 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 கிருஷ்ண. 3 வாட்டி சொல்லல, சொல்லுங்க.
ஹரே ராம 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 ஹரே 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 கிருஷ்ண 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 ஹரே 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 ராம 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 ஹரே 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 ராம ஹரே கிருஷ்ண கிருஷ்ண ஹரே ஹரே கோபிகா ஜீவன ஸ்மரணம் கோவிந்தா
கோவிந்தா கி ஜெய். தேங்க்யூ சங்கர். ராதே ராதே.
தேங்க்யூ சங்கர் ஜி. ராதே ராதே.
எல்லா போட்டோவையும் ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க.
கண்டிப்பா ஜி.
She is right.
Shankarji, now I am leaving for India next week, God's grace. So I will join the morning India class.
சரி, ஓகே.